Today I'm just going to cover a few methods of creating risers in Serum 2. For today's video, I'm just going to continue in the same project that I was showing last week. The simplest and easiest riser to do is just a noise sweep. So if I get a bandpass and just get a nice long 8-bar envelope and put that on the cutoff, send the noise through the filter, and let's just have the level of the noise rise as well. Right, really simple sweep, and yeah, you can obviously continue to process this with effects and whatnot, but you get the idea with that. And another way of creating a rising effect with noise is by using combs, and you could just rise a comb with a high resonance through this noise signal, and basically it's going to create the illusion that it's pitching up because we have all of these peaks that are rising through the spectrum. Super simple and super effective. Now let's move on to making something that is a bit more in your face and takes a lot more of the attention during this rise. So let's just make a really basic riser by pitching up a saw wave. Let's give it some unison voices as well, and I can increase the dissonance of this saw wave by opening up the detune, and then a high pass filter. Let's go high 24, move the resonance, and just see what this sounds like if I also apply a volume modulation here on our 8-bar LFO. That's super intense, so maybe I'll try a bandpass. Bring up a distortion, maybe let's go with the linear fold. We could potentially exaggerate this even further with some FM. Let's go phase distortion from B and have that amount rise to the just under 50% mark potentially. And I will bring the level down for that modulator. With the increased FM and harmonics, we get a very noisy, washed out sound towards the end, which is very effective in this case. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to a couple of other things that you can do to kind of wash this riser out towards the end. One is increasing the mix of a delay and opening up the feedback. And this delay is on dotted eighth because that is a very satisfying rate of delay. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to add on a reverb to create even more washing out. So let's just go with Hall, bring a little bit of the lows out, make the size to about 50%, and increase the decay from a low value to a decently high decay towards the end. So we're getting more and more reverb. And then I can have the mix rise up and go to like 90% or something towards the end. I'm just going to extend the rate of this to 16 bars so I can then have the 8-bar section end here, and that way I can have it actually cut the reverb as it gets to the end of our sound. also, if you wanted to change the character of this, you could change the way that it's doing its pitching. So we could have maybe a gradual rise and then it suddenly shoot up towards the end. So that works quite well. For now, let's just go with something like this. And then let's add another element of rising here by using a frequency shifter. I'm going to bring the width down and the direction to 100% to make it mono. Let's have the range open up to about 400 hertz maybe, and then have the shift rise. And that is going to introduce a second layer of rising in frequency. And maybe let's try a extended range and just push the extremes. Let's try that. And that is substantially too much. So what we can try also is have it so that the higher it rises in frequency, the less mix there is in the frequency shifter, which means it will start phasing against itself and we'll start to get this really satisfying wobble effect. Let's still have the frequency considerably less. Let's have the max be something like 600 hertz. Still less. Nice. Maybe I'll have the frequency shifter before the delay and reverb. Let's add on maybe some flanger and make it be an 8-bar rate. And let's have the depth at around about 90%, and I can maybe have the mix then rise in to about 50% towards the end. Satisfying. And then something else that we can do is we can add maybe a filter, set it to low pass, and we can maybe have an LFO running the opening and closing of this filter. And then what we can do is we can maybe apply a modulation to the Y point of the middle of this triangle here and attach that to macro 1 for now. Then let's go into the matrix and just make sure that that's going unipolar and all the way up. So that way when the macro is up, we've got the filter wobble, and then when the macro is down, the cutoff is flat. So what we can do is we can have a rise on the cutoff itself, and then we can also have the main rise modulation applied to the macro, so we get more and more of that wobble. And then let's set the rate to something like a 16th to start off with, just to demonstrate what this is sounding like. Nice. To take this a step further, I'm going to set it from BPM to Hertz mode, and I'm going to have the rising LFO control the rate, starting from a really low value, maybe something like 1.6 Hertz, and then going to like, I don't know, maybe about 50 Hertz. Let's try that. we can maybe even apply that onto the volume as well. So that's a few really cool concepts there to play around with, and obviously changing the effects order again will give you different results. So if I put the filtering before the washout, and then also keep in mind that to create a downlifter, all you need to do is just take whatever modulations you have and just reverse them. Or once you've bounced it out, just reverse that. Hopefully that gave you a few concepts that you can use now to create your own risers. There are many more methods for creating risers. For now, that should give you enough to play around with and already create an immense amount of unique risers. With all that being said, if you want to support the channel, you know how to do that. And I'll see you on the next video.